Good morning, students. My name is Rajdeep Das. Today I'll be doing your class 10 chapter number 7, that is coordinate geometry. Okay, let me introduce myself. So I have done my MTech and I have an experience of more than 8 years of teaching class 9, 10, 11, 12 mathematics. So accordingly, our chapter for today is coordinate geometry, that is from class 10. So I hope you know that our this chapter is chapter number 7. Okay, so before we start the chapter, we'll have a brief introduction about what does this word coordinate means. Okay, so coordinates are nothing but the points which actually can determine the location of any object in a given surface, or you can say in the plane. And geometry, if the word geometry you must have heard of. Geo means earth, and metry is a word which actually means which actually deals with the measurement of any object, their length or their distance, which is placed on the earth's surface. Okay, so that is what about coordinate geometry. So let us proceed. So what we are going to see in this chapter today, so you can see that the first topic itself is Cartesian coordinate. So we know that coordinate geometry actually exists on the plane x and on the plane xy, right? So this is x coordinate, this is x coordinate, x axis, and the other one is y axis. So if you can see this, so what are Cartesian coordinate then? What are quadrants? So that we are going to see in this chapter, and followed by the distance formula and then the section formula. Okay, so our topic is here introduction. What is coordinate geometry? So you can see it's clearly says that coordinate geometry or analytic geometry is defined as the study of geometry using the coordinate points. So what are the coordinates point? Basically, if I give a brief idea, though I'll explain it in the next coming slides. So coordinate points are basically when you are drawing this xy plane, or you can say x axis and y axis. So when you draw this, so all the points in this plane is represented with the coordinates, and coordinates are two, basically x and y coordinate. Okay, so this, with the help of this coordinate, it is possible to calculate the distance between the two given points on this plane. So that is what coordinate geometry help us to achieve. Okay, and followed by not only the distance between the 2 points, but we can also calculate the ratio of 2 points, and then the finding the midpoint of the line which joins those 2 points. So this is what we are going to do with the help of coordinate geometry. Now let us proceed to the next. Here, if I give a brief idea of how this coordinate plane look like, so you can see this diagram here. So we actually call this horizontal line as x-axis and the vertical line as y-axis. Okay, and now you can see this points which are actually from the taken from the number line 1 2 3 4. This is positive direction of x-axis and this is the negative direction of x-axis, -1, -2, -3 and -4. And the point where they actually intersect both the line, that is the x-axis and y-axis, that is called origin. Okay, and then similarly this is the positive direction of y-axis and this is the negative direction of y-axis. So negative direction means all the negative numbers will be below, and all the positive number will be the above the origin. Okay, so this is the coordinate plane. So let me actually draw a coordinate plane for you. So also you remember that coordinate plane can be also known as xy plane, because we draw that xy line, also followed by coordinate plane and then Cartesian plane. These are the three lines of the same topic, or you can say same coordinate plane can be called as, so called by the three names. So for drawing coordinate plane, you need to draw an first the lines, intersecting lines, basically the number lines which we call it. Maybe it's not straight here, but I hope I can give you an idea of it. So here this point is the origin. We actually denote it with the letter O, followed by 1 2. These are equal distance. Okay, 3. So this is positive side, so you need to name it as x, and x dash, x dash will denote the negative numbers, -1, -2, minus 3. So this is all about x-axis, followed by y-axis also. This is the positive side of y. Okay, the numbers which will lie on the up will be the positive y, so it is denoted with y, and this negative side will be denoted as y dash. Okay, similarly here also the number minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. So in this plane, any point, let's say I draw a point here, so this can be measured with the distance, how you will reach this point from here to here. It is 2, and followed by it will go up for 1 unit, that is 1. So these are the coordinates of any given point in the coordinate plane. So not only one point, let's say we can draw another point here somewhere. So coordinate of this point will be 3 comma 3. So with the help of coordinate geometry, that what we have seen in the introduction, we can actually draw a line between this, and we can calculate the distance of these 2 points that we are going to see in the next slide. Okay, now let us summarize some points what we have learned till now about the coordinate plane. So to locate the position of a point on the plane, we require a pair of coordinate axes. Basically what we have just now seen, any point on this plane, if we want to locate, we need to write its coordinate. First one will always be the x coordinate, means its distance from y-axis. This is the line, right? This is the y-axis. So how much it is far from y-axis, that is its x coordinate, and followed by y coordinate, means how far it is from the x-axis. Okay, so this is y coordinate will represent. So similarly, so these are the thing what we have just now seen, right? Now the next, the distance of a point from y-axis is called the x coordinate, what I have just now told. From y-axis, how far it is, that distance is called x coordinate, and also it is known as with another name, that is abscissa. Followed by the distance of a point from x-axis is called y coordinate, means how far it is from x-axis. So that is its y coordinate, that is also known as ordinate, remember this. And now one more thing, one more basic concept if you need to understand. The coordinate of a point on x-axis are in the form x comma 0. So you can see this, let's say I draw this point. Okay, so they'll draw this x coordinate and y coordinate axis. So here if I draw any point, so its coordinate y will be always 0, because it is not going anywhere, it is itself in the x-axis. So whatever its distance in the from y-axis itself, that will be denoted with x, so it's x comma 0. Similarly, any point which is on the y-axis, then its x coordinate will be 0, and some distance in the y it will be there. So I hope you have understood. Now let us proceed to the next. So if you need to learn what are this means plane, whenever we draw a plane, it is actually divided into 4 parts, 4 equal parts actually it is divided into when we draw the x and y axis. So these are actually called quadrants. Remember this. Why quadrant? Because here the line makes within themselves the angle as 90, and 90 because it's making, so that's why that is called quadrant, because 4 part, right? And similarly it is first, second, third and fourth. So what is this plus plus denoting? Because this is the positive side of x-axis and this is also the positive side of y-axis. So plus plus, all the point lying in the first quadrant will be of the form plus plus. Similarly plus, and this side is the negative x-axis, so minus plus, and here both the things are negative, so negative negative, minus minus, and here plus minus. I hope you have understood this, right? Okay, now this also you see. So whenever we have this x-axis and y-axis, so all the points will be in the form of 2 coordinates, that is the first one is the abscissa and the next one is the ordinate. So that is the other name which is actually shown here, also called as x coordinate, okay, coordinate, and y coordinate. Okay, so that is there, but apart from that, that is also known as abscissa and ordinate. I hope you have understood. So now we'll calculate the distance between the 2 points, that is the distance formula from our class 10, right? So this is very important, distance formula. The questions from this it is asked. So let's say you can see here one point and here is the other point. Okay, so how you will calculate the distance between the 2 points? That is with the help of distance formula. So let us call this first point P x1 y1, P x1 y1. Basically the given points are called x1 y1, P x2 y2, P x2 y2, P x2 y2. So how we'll calculate the distance between these 2 points? Let us see this here now. If you see this distance formula here, it's written P x1 y1 and here P q x2 y2. Okay. So how you'll calculate this distance? Here you notice the distance from here to here, it is x1, and from here to here, if you see the vertical distance, horizontal distance, that is x2. So definitely what will be this distance from here to here? This is x2 minus x1. Similarly from here to here it is y1, from here to here it is y2. So what will be this distance? This distance will be y2 minus y1. So now you have got this distance. Now what will be the distance of this? X2 minus x1 whole square, okay, plus y2 minus y1 whole square. I hope you have understood this, because this is nothing but the Pythagoras theorem here. Let us see the first question from our exercise 7.1. Okay, so this is the question to find the distance between the following pair of points. Now let us create this x-axis and y-axis so that we can visualize it what actually we are going to do. So here you can clearly see that the first point itself is 2 comma 3 and the next point is 4 comma 1. So we need to create find the distance between these 2 points. Okay, so let's say we are considering this is x1 y1 and this is x2 y2, right? So now if we calculate this distance, so using distance formula, so using which formula we are using distance formula, distance formula. What our distance formula says? Our distance formula says root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, right? So if you can see here, so what we have, x2 minus x1, so our x2 is, if you can see here, our x2 is 4, right? So 4 minus x1 is 2, 4 minus 2 whole square plus y2 minus y1, that is 1 minus 3, 1 minus 3, okay, 1 minus 3 whole square. So now let us calculate this. Root over 4 minus 2, it's 2, I hope everyone knows it, plus 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So definitely what will be our output? So here you can see 2 square, it's 4, plus minus 2 square is also 4. So the output here says 2 times 4, right? 2 times 4. So definitely square root of 4 is 2. So 2 root 2 units, whatever units it's given, so it's units. Okay, so this is your first question. I hope you have understood this, how to calculate the distance between the 2 points. Okay students, now we'll see the question number 2, how to calculate the distance between these 2 points. So let us visualize it first with the help of x-axis and y-axis. So what I have drawn here, a rough diagram for this point minus 5 comma 7 and followed by the other point is minus 1 comma 3. Okay, so if I join these 2 points, so this distance we are asked to calculate, right? So solution, first the x1, which point we are considering as x1, that is minus 5, y1 is nothing but this is y1 is nothing but our 7. Similarly x2 is minus 1 and y2 is 3. So if I use, which formula we are using distance formula, right? Distance formula. So if we use this formula, so then what we are getting, we'll get root over x2 minus x1, that is minus 1 minus minus 5 whole square, right? Then followed by plus y2 minus y1, 3 minus 7 whole square. So if you see the answer of this, so you know this minus minus it's plus, so definitely minus 1 minus minus it's plus 5 whole square, plus 3 minus 7 it's minus 4 whole square. So then followed by this 5 minus 1 it's 4 whole square, plus minus 4 whole square is again 4 whole square, followed by we are getting 16 plus 16, 16 plus 16, right? So how many times 16? It's root over 2 times 16, and 16 root is 4, so this definitely will be 4 root 2 units. I hope you have understood the distance, calculating the distance of 2 points. Okay, so we'll keep it this much. Thank you everyone. Bye.